No one has the balls to stand up like I'm doing right now. Stop the crap already. We're all Americans. We're all equal. I don't see black. I don't see Asian. I don't see anything but American.
Welcome to Bo Dietl's One Tough Podcast. Well, we're going to go through the news, and then later on in the show, we have the new fire commissioner, Robert Tucker, is going to come on. But let's talk about things around the world first, and we'll zero in on the most important things. First of all, North Korean troops. Senator, U.S. Defense Secretary Lloyd Austin has confirmed that we have North Korean troops arriving in Russia. Now they're going to take up battle over there in Ukraine. What are we doing about it? It's a major issue. What happens next? And we should be dealing with it. Also, Israel now pops up, and all of a sudden they claim now that we have journalists in Al Jazeera who happen to be Hamas operatives. You got four of these guys launching rockets. They have deputy propaganda of Hamas. These are all Al Jazeera's journalists. As far as I'm concerned, if you're a spy, you should go of one of two ways. Either you leave or you get dealt with, as far as I'm concerned. Okay, all of a sudden, congratulations to my great Israeli military and the IDF. What you did over there when you went into Iran and you whacked them there, you flew in there. We didn't lose any planes. We didn't lose any people from our side over there, and we were able to hit. And our F-35 stealth fighters are good. Man, you like using those, and they're really good. They went in there. They were able to take out all the missile installations there. Also, on the way over there, they whacked out Syria a little bit to take out those missiles that would have possibly hit some of the planes. And now that's around the world. But again, they made sure they avoided the nuclear facilities and the oil refineries. My opinion is a little different. I would have taken out the oil refineries immediately. Stop the money, because without the money, they can't buy these weaponry. Okay, election. So right now, $2.5 billion has been spent by both sides in the last couple of months. Every time I turn the friggin' TV on, it's a commercial. It's a political commercial. This is what's going on. And then you got the lies. You got all the damn lies. And you got the lies coming from the Kamala Harris side. And all of a sudden, she has emergency press conference. She's declaring that Donald Trump is the second coming of Adolf Hitler. How dare you talk like that? You don't understand what that means. So many of my Jewish friends had relatives who died. What was that? 8 million people died. 6 million Jewish people were and you use this terminology. That just shows you your character, as far as I'm concerned. Even your own people are saying you're using the word Hitler, you're using the word Nazi. You should be ashamed of yourself. And you want to know something? People have to see through the facade. And again, you're running for president. What the hell have you done? You've done nothing. All you want to do is attack Donald Trump, call him a Nazi, call him Hitler. That ain't going to work. People are a lot smarter than you'd think. And all of a sudden, here's some of the lies. I love these lies here. She's saying Trump wants a 20% national sales tax on all imports. The truth is, he plans to introduce the tariffs back to pressure unfair trading. Okay, here's another lie. He would ban abortion nationwide, restrict birth control. Here's the truth. Trump has said the states have the right to decide on the abortion laws. He supports insurance coverage for IVF treatments. So this is another one of her lies. Here's another one. She goes, just Google Project 2025. First of all, I have no idea what this crap is, but for some reason she's obsessed with this. The truth is, Trump denounced this Project 2025, which was created by an independent think tank and contradicts completely their platform. Okay, why is now Vice President Harris just taken away from Biden? She doesn't want to have anything to do with Biden now, because Biden comes out with the statement about any of the Trump people, supporters, are garbage. Well, I guess I'm garbage. I don't know. What kind of garbage am I? I'm garbage. So Sunday, I was so fortunate to be invited to that great rally at Madison Square Garden. I'm telling you something. It was a long rally. It was entertaining. And then all of a sudden you had that. Elon Musk was great. Robert F. Kennedy Jr. was very good too. Tulsi Gabbard. This guy, Ramaswamy, one of the great speakers I've ever heard. And J.D. Vance was great. And all of a sudden the crowd included, I guess this was a not communist, this was a Nazi party rally, is what she said. But there was one little problem. I saw more Hasidic Jewish people there with their yarmulkes on. I don't know, can we have Hasidic Jewish people with the Nazi rally? This is such hogwash bullcrap. So they had to wait. They had to watch. They had to listen to everything that happened. And then this stupid comedian, I won't even repeat his name, makes some stupid offside joke about Puerto Rico, which is stupid. And Trump had no idea that this jerk was going to say something like that. And there was no room for that in this great rally. But the other side wanted to make sure that they were able to pounce on anything that was negative. And sure enough, they pounced on this guy and now support that Donald Trump hates Puerto Ricans. Now I'm looking on the internet. You got this Bad Bunny, 40 million followers. You got Leguizamo, the actor. Oh, we don't vote for Donald Trump. My Puerto Rican friends, if you will not vote for Donald Trump because of this bull crap, then there's something wrong with it. Donald Trump is one of the big supporters of all Puerto Ricans, including Puerto Rico. And you want to know something? If you want to listen to some jerk-off comedian, listen to the jerk-off comedian. That's not Donald Trump. And he's come out and he stated he has no idea what this jerk was talking about, and he doesn't support what he's talking about. Okay, now we're talking about some of the things that President Trump is talking about. Now he's talking about going after these cartels and getting some of the monies now. We used to do that when we seize stuff from these drug addicts and drug dealers and use that money for people who are victims of the migrant crisis. Okay, also, we have the hackers now. And I saw it myself. It was on Instagram. They're ripping up ballots. They're trying to get themselves now involved with the election. And I'm sure they're coming from the Soviet Union, also China. And now all of a sudden, there was something that happened in Virginia. I don't understand this. In Virginia, 1,600 eligible voters voted, and then they showed this, and then all of a sudden some foolhardy judge said they got reinstated. How can you reinstate people who are not legally having the right to vote? I don't understand that. Someone has to explain that. And now this hurricane, this horrible hurricane, we know what's happened, right? The storm left 42 dead in Asheville and around there. And then all of a sudden the looters, of the 45 looters busted, 41 of them were illegal immigrants. These are people who are now robbing from the people who are victims. These are the caliber of people that are infiltrating our country. And now we're talking about the crimes. We always talk about our little Venezuelan gang, the Trin de Agraga, whatever the hell the name of that crap is. And they're out there. These are the same guys that shot up at police officers. They're all over Times Square. Now they're in the migrant centers. They're running operations. Oh, they want to know about the organized crime families, the Gambinos, the Lucchese's, the Scungilis. Hey, they got an organized crime thing going right now in the migrant center. Cops can't go in there. They bring all the stolen goods back. And this is what's going on right now. And now with the juvenile, they passed a law in New York State, raised the age law. So now 16 and 17-year-olds are housed in the juvenile detention centers. Now, I remember when I was a cop and a detective, we had the adolescents with the were mingled in with the juveniles, and it wasn't a very good outcome. As far as I'm concerned, if you're under 16 years old, then you go to a juvenile place. Over 16 and 17 should be facilitated into an adult facility. There's no reason why young kids have to be involved with these older creeps that are going to cause damage to them. All right. Then we got this new thing going on, subway surfing. Where is the brain power of these young kids? You want to stand on top of a subway train? I mean, something is wrong with our youth to think that this is some sort of an excitement. It's not excitement. You'll die. Don't you understand? And we got to talk to these kids. Parents have to reach out. In our schools, we have to let them know we know what's going on. And you have to let them know what the circumstance and what's going to happen if you want to stand on top of a train. You're going to die. And that's the way that's going to. Okay, now we have the Diddy update. My friend Sean Combs Diddy, I've had a lot of involvement. Now it's coming out, and this really pisses me off. Now we're talking about 10, 11, 12-year-old little boys were assaulted by this P. Diddy. Now I understand why the judge is not giving him any kind of bail. He should not get any bail. These allegations are so horrific, where you drug people, you utilize them being under the influence of the drug that you give them, and now these poor people are photographed, and he uses it for blackmail. Like I said, I'm very good friends with Stephen Baldwin, whose daughter is married to Justin Bieber. And I saw some black and white videos of this kid stoned out of his head, and I think he was 15 or 16, Justin Bieber, and he didn't even sound like he knew where he was. This is such serious stuff. And as far as I'm concerned, Puff Daddy, P. Diddy, whatever you want to know, you're a punk. What you've done to people, you should, you know what? I believe in the death penalty. I tell you what, if they give you the death penalty, I could flip that switch. Electrocute you, P. Diddy, because you know what? You're a scourge to humanity, what you've done to people. On a happier note, I'm going to Disney World. I'm taking my grandchildren to Disney World, and we're going to be at the Magic Kingdom. And you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to enjoy my grandchildren and my daughters and my son, and I'm going to have a great time, because I know one thing. I got to be back into this place next Tuesday for Election Day, and I will be here. Everybody remember one thing. Your future is there. Please go out and vote. Till next week, Bo Dietl's One Tough Podcast signing off. Thank you very much. And now let me welcome somebody I know for a lot of years, and he's our new fire commissioner of the New York City Fire Department, Robert S. Tucker. Now, Robert and I go back to the beginnings of our private security and businesses that we've had, and he's one of the guys I always looked up to, and he made one of the most successful security businesses that we had in the country right now, and he does a lot of work on both sides of the ocean. And right now we want to welcome Robert S. Tucker, our new fire commissioner. And
thanks, Bo. Delighted to be here. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, and a lot of people don't understand you have a lot of different hats that you wear besides your fire commissioner hat. You're the secretary of the Fire Department Foundation, and no longer an honorary fire commissioner. You are the commissioner. And also you sit on the board of trustees of our New York City Police Foundation, which I'm very fond of. Member of the board of directors of White Plains Hospital, and an honorary police commissioner. I think you got a better job than a police commissioner now. No one's looking to take your head off like over there. And the former president of the Associated Licensed Detectives, New York State, trustee, Pace University, Board of Trustees. And here you go, Robert. Welcome to Bo Dietl's One Tough Podcast.
Thank you for having me. I'm delighted to be here. Let me just clarify that 100% of my working time is focused on FDNY now. The only board that I'm currently serving on is the FDNY Foundation Board, to avoid any appearances of conflicts of interest or anything like that. I've resigned from everything that I'm doing except FDNY stuff.
So you're all in, and that's the way it's got to be, because this is a very, very important. A lot of people don't know the fire department. What do you have? Your budget's about $2 billion?
Yeah, at least $2 billion.
Right, and you have 17,000 employees. It's a big corporation, and over the years, I remember when you were a Queens County District Attorney at one time. What was that? Over there in Queens County. Were you under my friend, a little guy?
That little guy was 6'10" to me. Richard A. Brown was the greatest district attorney this city's ever had, and he was my mentor.
Ditto, and I agree with that. And many a nights I used to see Richard Brown show up on the scene of homicides. He was truly, truly one of the great district attorneys that Queens County and this city has ever seen, and it's a very important thing that was a very good foundation for what you are right now, building your business and all that. I see you became the vice chairman of the New York State Security Guard Advisory Council back in 2009, huh?
I did, but then I became the chairman. I know you were the chairman at one time, and the governor, David Patterson, appointed me chairman. And then Governor Cuomo continued me as chairman for many years.
We started that group out on a lot of the legislation that we have with the security guard industry. We put together, and I was one of the original chairmen of the Security Guard Advisory Council, and that was under Pataki. And also then after that, I think I got blessed by that governor that lasted about 30 seconds there. He got caught with his Black Sox. What was his name? What was his name, that governor? Client number 9.
You're not going to hear anything like that from me.
Client number 9. And your education, where did you go to school?
Look, I'm a lawyer now, and as you said, I practiced for a few years in the Queens DA's office. I went to Pace University Law School at night while I worked for Dick Brown as his special assistant. And before that, I went to the George Washington University in Washington, D.C. I proudly went to the Fieldston School in Riverdale, which is the Bronx. Mm-hmm. And I'm a product of New York City, and couldn't be happier to be living in this great city.
So you were very successful in the business area. I know how successful you got. What took you away from that? The easy life that you had, your beautiful home up there in Scarsdale, and everything beautiful, and having all the money in the world. Why would you want to have a headache working for the city of New York? What brought you to the fire department that enticed you to go into it?
Look, I've always loved the FDNY. As you said in your lead-in, I've always loved the NYPD also, but the fire department has been special to me since I was a little boy chasing fire engines on my bicycle down Lexington Avenue. And I've always loved public service. And that comes from my time in the Queens DA's office with Dick Brown, who taught me so well. The truth is, I always wanted to come back to government. And I've been enamored of the fire department. And when the mayor was gracious enough to offer me the job of fire commissioner, I grabbed it. I didn't think about it for 1 second. It was a yes immediately. And everything that I was doing was put on hold. And here I am about 90 days into being fire commissioner of the city of New York.
Right. And I mean, you have a lot of things that are right on your table now. And then setting up your leadership appointments, I've been noticing, and I'm looking at some of the names here, and a lot of the fellas that you brought on there have some really long time as firemen, and some of them, like your first deputy commissioner, Mark Guerrera, he's been around quite a while. And
37 years in the fire department, comes out of the 3-5 battalion in Williamsburg. Guy knows everything about firefighting. He's an attorney. He is a well-respected, beloved person in the fire department. I couldn't be luckier to have Mark as our first deputy commissioner at my side all day and night, 7 days a week. And then he's amazing.
Then you got John Esposito, who's the chief of the department.
Yeah, John is another iconic member of the FDNY, comes out of the Special Operations Command. He was in charge of that. He then became the chief of fire operations. He's Again, another super well-respected firefighter. Really, really, really good people. The management team we've put together, including Mike Fields, the chief of EMS, they have hundreds of years of combined experience running major emergencies and crises all over New York City. The city is in really good hands with the members of the FDNY.
And just to run really quick through, you got Kevin Woods, the chief of fire operations, another one with a great, vast experience on the fire department, Malcolm Moore and John Sirocco. I mean, you really put together, it looks like a dream team here as far as I'm concerned. One of the things that I noticed is that you really put people that know what the hell they're doing, and that's probably one of the most important things when you become the head of a department like this, is to bring in that support and that experience that you just can't buy in college. You can't put a young college master's degree person say, well, you're going to do this. These are people that have done it, walk the walk, talk the talk, and I'm sure, and I know with the years that they have, they experienced what we all experienced on 9/11.
Yeah, this is the greatest fire department in the world. Make no mistake about that. And it is that because of the people who work in it. And the management team that I've put together, really exudes confidence and professionalism and experience. And look, I know the lanes I belong in as fire commissioner from the outside, from the security and investigations world. Mm-hmm. There are a lot of things that I can bring to the FDNY in terms of my experiences. But the truth is that the chiefs of both the fire department on the fire operations side and on the EMS side, they run this fire department. Obviously, I'm the fire commissioner. They know that. But make no mistake about it, it's their experience that's keeping New Yorkers safe.
Commissioner, I just want, what are some of the things that are the most important things that jump out as far as, since you've taken on the role of fire commissioner, what are the main things that you feel as though you have to deal with right now, immediately?
Yeah, look, the first thing I had to deal with is installing an incredibly competent management team and getting them all sworn in. We've done that now. I'm very focused on EMS response times. This is a big, big issue for us in New York City. The medical side of the FDNY is very busy. Over 50% of what our fire trucks are doing today involves medical emergencies. And so the fire department is fast becoming a large, healthcare organization. Mm-hmm. And getting help to people, particularly in underserved communities where there are no hospitals, is my biggest challenge and a big priority.
Commissioner, a lot of people don't understand it. A lot of people don't understand whenever they see a car accident or they see something on the street, you see a fire truck show up, sometimes a lot faster than an ambulance that actually shows up. But people don't realize that is part and parcel. Fire department, emergency medical all come together. And a lot of times when the fire engine arrives there, these guys jump off there and they're facilitating immediate medical emergency tactics that they have been trained to. And it's a remarkable thing. And it's just the omnipresence of having firehouses all over the place. To have that quick response is wonderful for our city, and we all do recognize it, And
I appreciate that, Bo. The FDNY is on the front lines of public safety all over the city, as you've just recognized. Yeah. There's not an emergency that happens in New York City that our EMTs, paramedics, and firefighters are going to be on the scene. They're going to be on the scene of all of it, whether it's a terrorist attack, mm-hmm. a shooting. It doesn't matter. The people of New York City are relying on FDNY, and trust me, they're in good hands.
And by you leading it, I'm really excited and I'm really proud of you, but I know that this fire department will run as best as it can ever run. Also, one of the big things that I know about is this lithium battery thing when they're storing these motorbikes in the garages in their apartments and all that. I mean, this is something, how are we dealing with that now, Commissioner?
Look, lithium-ion batteries are here to stay. These e-mobility devices are not going away. The problem we have is that not everyone is using certified batteries. As a result, they're getting damaged batteries, they're getting poorly made batteries. The first piece of advice we're giving everyone, and I think it's penetrating because we're spending a lot of time on it, is buy a UL certified or a certified battery. That's the first thing. The second thing is, where possible, store and charge your device outside. Don't charge your device in your house. And if you have to, make sure that it is away from egress and windows and all the access points. People are dying less now because I think they're listening to us, but we've had 5 deaths this year, 14 this time last year. And while the number's coming down, I won't stop talking about e-mobility safety and lithium-ion battery safety until we have 0 fire deaths.
Now, you have an investigative background, similar to what I have. And is there a way of people to report if they see something like this? Some kind of...
Yeah, our commitment to the people of the city of New York at FDNY is you call 311, report anything, and we will be there within 12 hours. And when I say we, I'm talking about our fire marshals. They're police officers, you know. They're firefighters who become police officers within our fire department. Fire marshals are cops. They can arrest you, they carry guns, and they're coming out and they're doing enforcement, they're doing inspections, and they're going to be there within 12 hours if you call 311 and tell us you saw something.
So
Trust me, 311. Our fire inspectors are out there all the time. There's a task force of multiple city agencies working on inspections, but our fire inspectors and fire marshals will be there within 12 hours if you call 311 and report something.
And then one of your big campaigns, I know, is the recruitment. And, New York City is a diversified city, and we should bring more of the people that reflect upon the people that you're helping in the fire department. And I'm 100% behind that.
Yeah, I am too. And it's you talk about priorities. That's a big priority for the fire department. FDNY needs to look like New York City, and we've made big steps in that direction, but we really have work to do in getting a diverse group of people to join the FDNY, and that includes women.
Yeah,
we've got some women firefighters. Yeah. We want more.
Commissioner, as long as that lady can carry a 90-pound bag up a ladder or down a ladder and they can get the physical requirements, I got no problem. But if you're going to be 90 pounds and you can't pick me up... No.
You come out to our fire training academy on Randall's Island and you see how great some of these women firefighters are. You'll want them there before some of the men.
And if they can handle the job, I'm 1,000,000% behind them. One more real fast thing. First of all, I want to thank you so much on how busy you are, but I'm glad you came on the show. But one more thing you don't know about Bo Dietl is after 9/11, fire officers all came to me and they said, Bo, we wanted to build a museum to 9/11 over there off Hudson Street where the old firehouse is there, where the museum is. And I was able to put together about $300,000 together for the museum, and I gave it to the museum there after 9/11. And part of my whole thing was we had a dinner one night, and they really didn't let me speak. They didn't like detectives. But what I wanted to speak about is so many firemen are ex-cops. We're all brothers. Yeah. Cops and firemen
right.
are one. We bleed the same. And I'll still say it. I look at a fireman, and he's a hero or she's a hero, and the same as a police officer. And we're one. And cops and firemen are one. And I'm really, really proud of you, Commissioner.
Well said, Bo. Thank you. Thank you for all that. And I agree with you. I just want to tell you the relationship between the NYPD and the FDNY has never been better. forgetting about the fact that we deploy under the Task Force 1 together, cops and firemen, ESU guys, and my rescue guys, and my SOC guys, and some of our great firefighters and EMS employees. But just on the streets, we're working so closely together. I have to say, thank you for your support. Thank you for being a great New Yorker. Thank you for being a friend of FDNY. And know that we're out there together with the NYPD, keeping people safe.
Commissioner, I want to thank you so much, Commissioner Robert S. Tucker. And New York is the safest city with you in control and in charge of the great firefighters of New York. And thank you so much for what you're doing for New York City and for the fire department. Commissioner, thank you very much.
Love it, Bo. Thank you.
Okay.
Appreciate you.
All right.